I'm working in the night time. I start at 9 o'clock. So I lived here about 8:15 sometimes. I'm waiting for my husband to get home to look after the kids before I leave them. And I walk to work.
Make their bed tonight.
And I start at 9 o'clock and I finish
Take them to have a shower.
about 3:45. After that, then I go to do my other 1 hour. Sometimes I get home about 5 o'clock. Sometimes at 6 o'clock.
Many of the services that go with running a corporation, a government department, a school, a rest home, a hospital have been contracted out. Cleaning services, kitchen services, orderlies, catering. Contracting out is a profitable business, dominated by big multinational firms. The process of competitive tendering focuses on price, with labour costs being the big factor.
I feel that P&O are holding a gun to our heads, that that they say that they won't take the hospital contract unless we take actually a cut in wages, and of course we realise that it's the chief that are actually driving our wages down, that this is what they're using the contractor for. But it's going to be worse next time because P&O have now sold out to another contractor, and we will have a bigger fight on our hands.
Mate, you're all on your own, eh? You get pushed around, you get all sorts of things, you know, you're just a number. You're just a number here. And it's so sad that's happened, and people don't understand that.
This sort of duties supposed to be the nurse aide's job, to making the beds for the patients. But now the cleaners, some of us are doing it, which gives us more work to do for less hours.
Hi, I work for Hutt Hospital as a home health. I work in the community in people's homes. Hutt Valley Health have told me to take a 25% pay cut. That means $1,909.50 a year to me. If I don't take a pay cut, it means they'll either lock us out, contract the service out, or get rid of us. I think that stinks.
When spotters first took over, this place was turned into a war zone. They reduced the number of staff, reduced the hours, and tried new schedule workers instead of unit workers.
I'm so angry and so mad for things like that, because we are the one that doing the workers. How many years we're working for, but end up with the other company take over, and end up the people they're working before, they lose their job. That's why to me as a mother, as a cleaner, make me so angry and so mad.
For these workers, there is no security of jobs or conditions from one year to the next, because every time the contract for service is up for grabs, so are their jobs. The service industry is a difficult sector to organise. The workforce is scattered. There's no law that makes it easy for us to organise. Many of the companies are powerful.
New Zealand-owned Fisher's Catering has been bought by international company Compass. This has been made possible by a big new investor, Accor, which operates as Eurest in New Zealand and owns the Novotel hotel chain, which has purchased a 30...
Okay, so in Island Bay, which, and that is the mobile team.
You have to know as much
Yep.
as possible about the
Where,
people you are
there's
organising.
one member.
Who is anti-union? Who is supportive? Who just doesn't understand about unions? Who are potential leaders? This forms the basis of a map of the workplace.
Service and Food Workers Union, and I'll just put that on the side. And then there's another woman named...
We have to train leaders amongst workers, identify issues. We have to get everyone agreeing on the issues. We have to take action against employers who are often resistant to negotiation. We have to mount a political campaign to get changes to the law. There are various possibilities. The client can be made responsible for guaranteeing conditions of employment, including wages and the transfer of workers to a new contractor. This is called transfer of undertakings. The rights of workers and their union to be consulted is important, and for regular workers of the client company to be involved. These things can all be embodied in law.
Tell the government no. Leave our families alone. Tell the government.
Contract labour can also be brought under the control of a public watchdog.
But the actual fact is, they're working for two New Zealands. A small, rich New Zealand and a large, poor New Zealand that they don't want to see, that they don't want to know, that they want to house a long way away, that they want to imprison, that they want to put in ghetto schools. That's the kind of world that they want. Well, we're not on about that, because we need a government for workers in New Zealand.
As we come marching, marching in the beauty of the day, a million darkened kitchens, a thousand billows grey.
I work at night time. I always think about my kids. I miss them, you know. I'm supposed to be with them at night time, but I can't. But I have to go to work to get the money to support them.
Red and roses, red and roses, as we come by.
We have to raise the profile of this issue within the community. We're demanding legislation that provides for the continuity of employment for workers who are contracted out and for protection of their wages and conditions in that process. We're also demanding that the union is recognised as a negotiator in the contracting out process. We're calling on the community to support us in our actions. We don't want third world labour conditions in this country. We have to think about the future for our children and our workers.
I know mostly of the cleaners, mostly all the Samoan people. This is my position as a delegate, as a supervisor. I'm helping them, to support them, to encourage them. I know mostly of them is hardly speaking in English. That's what I'm doing for them, to help them to stand up and encourage them to stand up for their rights, to fight back. They are human people. They are not the animals, but the boss. They treating us like the animals.
That's what we used to have under the award system. They wanted to contract you out. You knew you had the job. You knew you had the wages, the conditions, the seniority, the service pay, the holiday pay, and all of the things that you'd built up in your working life. The Employment Contracts Act just ripped that all away, and it meant people going backwards in a big way in their wages and conditions. We're going to make sure that we put a law in place that stops that. And then we'll see whether the contractors are actually worth having. Because if they can't do it any other way than just ripping the wages and conditions away from their workers, then they don't deserve to be in business.
In the dark, cold, spooky night time, when it's best to be in bed. We leave our homes and families and head off to clean instead. When we really should be sleeping or doing something naughty, we're sticking our arm down the toilet bowl for a close $9.40. If they didn't have us cleaners, every different race, this whole world would be an absolutely filthy place. When they clean their streets and offices, we brighten up their day. So why don't the dirty contractors just brighten up their pay? They always want the quality, and they get it every day. Our toilets shine like diamonds, and they smell like new-mown hay. Our ledgers are all dust-free, and our floors bright and gay. The only thing not quality is a low substandard pay.